What up, though, Patreon? I am back. I am back. I am back with another video, with another reaction video, with another Patreon exclusive video. That's right. Today we are doing Tim Minchin, 10-foot cock, and a few hundred versions. We're going to get right into it.
It's funny, actually. I sometimes, because there's a bit of language in that piece, and I got a letter recently from a woman when I was performing in Perth, saying that she didn't see why I had to use such crass language, and I wrote back, sort of explaining that language changes. You know, our whole vernacular is different, and the moral standards change, and that these words are in common usage now. And I cited this, it's a true story. I saw on the front page of the Australian newspaper the word fuck. Like on the front page of the paper. I mean, things have changed, and all I had to do to get away with it was spell it F asterisk asterisk K. It's really weird that a little star could be enough to soothe our fickle outrage, you know. And anyway, because the F asterisk asterisk K is so commonly used these days, it actually these days means fuck. More than fuck means fuck. It's almost a counterproductive disguise.
Yeah.
It's like a pedophile wearing brown tinted aviator glasses when he goes to the pool. If anything, it makes him look more like a pedophile.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to a point where language, even the written language, conveys things without even saying it. And that is, which is why I think that when people start talking about text messages, can't you can't get emotions off of it. Yeah, you can. If you can see an eggplant and know exactly what that means, you can convey emotions. Now, if a person has bad grammar in their writing, they write like a first grader, then it's kind of hard to see. Run on sentences, no periods, no commas, no exclamation points, nothing to convey an emotion. Just this and this. Because honestly, you write hi, period. Hi. You write hi, dot, dot, dot. Now all of a sudden, you know there's going to be a long conversation, one sided, coming from the other end of that text message, and you might not even just look at it. Or you're in trouble. If you got a wife, you know that. You're in trouble. Hi, dot, dot, dot. How's your day going? Fine. Dot, dot, dot. So you bullshit can't convey emotion. I'm sorry, and that's just a little tirade. Actually, I'm gonna add that to a topic of a podcast that I'm getting ready to do. Patreon, you are hearing it first. Creating a podcast by myself called But Am I Wrong Though? Where I'm thinking of topics where I'll debate because I can debate anything. You can even give me a side of something that I don't necessarily agree with, and I can probably debate for that side. So can't convey emotions through text is bullshit. Yeah, because that one never made sense to me. We used to have pen pals and write letters. It's just written words. It's how they are doing it. And now the fact that they are missing less run-on sentences, that they're shortened, they're using short. I mean, they're missing less commas and periods, and they're using more shorthands, and they're using actual emojis that has nothing to do with what it is that they are actually saying to convey something. It's just that language change, which is what he was saying. I'm gonna continue though.
Strangely, and I also pointed this out in my letter, the protection afforded the word fuck by the humble asterisk does not necessarily apply to all words, even seemingly innocuous, perfectly harmless words. Like any word, like take the word finger, for example, perfectly harmless word, but when used in a sentence such as, I
Give
want
him.
to finger your mum,
Yeah.
I'm just saying it could be construed by some censors as deemed offensive. Now, you'd have to say that the offensive word in that sentence is the word finger, used in this case as a verb or a doing word. But you would not get that sentence on the front page of the Australian newspaper by spelling it F asterisk asterisk G-E-R. And that's because it's the context in which the word is used that makes it offensive. In which case, you might be better off spelling the sentence, I want to finger your M asterisk M.
That'd actually be interesting.
I guess the reason I brought that up, I guess what I'm saying is, if anyone has been offended so far by anything, if you're the sort of person that finds any of that sort of stuff objectionable, or for that matter, if you're a religious person, might want to pop out for about 5 minutes.
This is about to get bad.
This is a song about anal sex and God.
And it's funny because I have no context of what it is. Because he's saying, hey, it's about anal sex and God. Is it about the fact that God doesn't like anal sex? Or the Bible says that God doesn't like anal sex? Or the way that God treats people in the world today? I'm like, he's fucking them in the ass. I don't know the context. So to say it out of the context, which is funny because he was talking about the context of which you words, you put two words that shouldn't really go together to make it to, oh my God, where is this going to go? So I'm loving this and I don't know what's about to happen, but it's about to be entertaining.
It's called 10-Foot Cock and a Few Hundred Virgins. So you're gonna live in paradise with a 10-foot cock and a few hundred virgins. So you're gonna live in paradise with a 10-foot cock and a few hundred virgins. So you're gonna sacrifice your life for a ride on a UFO. And when the Lord comes down in his shimmering chariot of salvation, you're gonna be the first to know. Oh. And so if God was there from the very beginning, he invented men and women, then he also invented wanking, then he said wanking was sinning. So now if I'm feeling randy, I'm not allowed to hand shandy, but having sex with my family, that is just fucking great.
Yeah, a couple times in the Bible, uh, where family members had sex with each other. Look as a means necessary. And so people take, again, taking God literally, taking the Bible literally, and all of that. Like, it is seriously, I want to say dumb. Because, I want to say it's dumb. Because I found out that tidiness in the home actually came to be because of the plague. Homes were a mess. They found out that the rats that were carrying the plague, when they got off the ship, they would go inside of homes because it was mess everywhere. So there was a lot of places that they can hide. So once people start putting up stuff, start creating things to like store and clean sweep and all of that, like then what happened is that mice had nowhere to hide. So they wouldn't go inside of the houses. That was one of the way that they kept from the plague. Uh, Social distancing was another thing. Often, like, hey, oh, your mouth, like those things were done. Keep the sick with the sick, quarantine because of it. Like, just found out that all of that. So, take these people who didn't even have knowledge, let's take prior to, didn't even have knowledge or face value on what they thought God was talking about. Um, it's kind of insane. Like I said it before in different. I believe that there is a lot of truth in the Bible because there are some things that people found success in the Bible. People found mastery in the Bible. Um, there's a person named Stokely Carmichael, and a lot of people say, "Oh, the Bible tells you to be, this is what you need to be." Um, no, the Bible is for the like is for the people that feel like they don't need socially inept people. Honestly, you don't need the Bible to tell you what's good and what's bad. You need to, you, but I'm going away from what he's saying. But the fact to take them at face value, it's kind of ridiculous, especially with as knowledge grows. Which is again, like how I said, be ye refreshed by the renewing of your mind. That even tells you to constantly learn and not be the same person that you are, holding yourself to the same accountabilities of stuff just because you're holding on to a tradition. You want to be you want to be refreshed by the renewing of your mind. You got to see things, you see things change, you see things grow, you adapt, you are refreshed, you are going to be a new creature. That is actually in the Bible. So that's what I mean by that. So we're gonna continue.
It's all there in Ezekiel 8. And just before he opens up his big pearly gate and says that it's a sin to take it up to date, even if it's great, even with your cowboy mate. So you're gonna live in paradise with a 10-foot cock and a few hundred virgins. So you're gonna sacrifice your life for a shot at the greener grass. And when the Lord comes down with his shiny rod of judgment, he's gonna kick my heathen ass. Oh. So if you cover the bodies of your...
Oh, and honestly, let's be honest. If Jesus did exist and he came down here, and if God did exist and they say that Jesus is a representation of God, you know who he'd be hanging around? Tim. He would find Tim is hilarious. Uh, he would find Tim smart, beautiful soul, beautiful mind, because that's what he is. And people just be like, Jesus did this. A lot of what Jesus said went against the church. He spoke against the church. Didn't speak against the people. He spoke against the church. He hung with the people. He hung with killers, he hung with prostitutes, he hung with comedians. And loved them. There was these church people that tells you what things are supposed to be that he spoke against, which is what they don't tell you in church. Because why would I tell you the person that we're telling you to follow did not like us? Because just like today, the church abused power. Church keep people in fear in order to benefit from them. The church abuses the money and don't take care of the land, which is technically what is supposed to be done, which is not doing the God's will. Church did not take up calling for people. You get theologian degrees and you can actually teach it and all of this stuff and not even have the full understanding of what it is. And nobody learns Hebrew to understand what it is. And that's where you get a lot of my issues from. But we're going to continue.
Your women, everybody is grinning because black is so slim, and though it's not great for swimming, but it gives you an erection with the increased sexual tension. What with the UV protection that is second to none. You'll find it all in the Quran, just next to the bit that justifies guns and says that it's a sin to take it up the bum, even if it's fun, even with permission from your mum. So you're gonna live in paradise with a 10-foot cock and a few hundred virgins. So you're gonna sacrifice your life for a shot at eternity. And when the Lord comes down and I haven't done my penance, he's gonna disembowel me. Oh, you say that if I stumbled on a watch, I'd assume it had a watchmaker, that a muffin presupposes a baker, so we must agree sooner or later that this proves there's a creator. So if I put my foot in a stinker, you'd assume the existence of a sphincter, thus you don't need to be a great thinker to conclude that God's a bum. Which negates the words of Genesis 1, which make him out to be so much fun, until Adam succumbed to temptation, and then his only son got nailed to a gum, or the Middle Eastern equivalent, which suggests that God's omniscience is nullified by his ambivalence, unless it turns out that he's impotent, and if God can't get a boner, I guess that explains the plethora of huge erections in his honor, because we all know a steeple's just a subconscious compensatory manifestation of a huge stiff penis, and still he tells us that it's heinous to stick a penis up your anus, even if you're famous, even if you're good at tennis. So you're gonna live in paradise. The devil's not gonna be one virgin, so you're gonna sacrifice your life for a ride on a UFO. And when the Lord comes down with his big, stiff, slippery rod of judgment, oh, I'm gonna be the first to go. He's gonna send me down below. He's gonna whip me like a hoe. Do you really think so? I'm gonna be the first to go.
Oh my God, this voice.
It's funny, actually. I saw.
No, we're stopping right there. Again, that is talented and he has a point, and there ain't much I can say. But what I will say again is thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for everything. Following me. This is Patreon exclusive. So you know what that means. It's not going on YouTube. This one is just for y'all. Thank you for all the support. I appreciate you. Not going to get a long goodbye. Just know that I appreciate you, and I'm going to continue to do work to give y'all the best quality possible. Thank you. Sorry, just so appreciative. Thank you again. But till next time, peace. Love y'all.